You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Yeah, these look nicer.
Yeah, we have close to 30 minutes to warm up.
The one of you three on the assault bikes is pretty good too.
Yeah.
People like
Well,
I wanted that one to go. I don't know how things go viral. Like, what do I need to do? You call assault bike and be like, bro, repost.
I was laughing the whole time. I just sat there and I was just.
Ray was laughing because he wasn't laughing that you got 30 calories. He's like, he's gonna die.
Oh yeah. If you watch the video, the next. Oh no, I didn't show it. Next set, I'm kind of like 2 minutes. I'm like.
If you're too slow on the pull-ups, you're fucked on the snatches.
Yeah.
So you have to keep a steady pace. Bro, I had my piggies in the blanket for the first time in a long time. Sundays are my cheat
hot
days.
dogs wrapped in crescent rolls.
Like,
All natural grass-fed beef.
Ray, have you even said anything since you got here? Have you said a word? Oh.
Well, here, let's go back to the 80s. Right here, wedding singer.
So Neil put this on the other day, and you know, Tommy, Josephine's husband. So Neil puts it on, and he's like, "These are my jams." Until he starts chasing music, I really don't.
I'm all sorry.
I really can't do this.
Yeah, he's like, "I really can't."
I said sorry.
In the waiver you signed, it says 80s music may play at any moment.
Leaves them on and just
I never miss class. I'm gonna love it.
I don't know, Ray.
We know?
Nick Galliano here to do 17.3 horsepower engine. Weight over there. 35.
To recover, and then when I failed that last one, it took me another 35 seconds to 40 seconds to recover because I didn't want to have to fail again.
Yeah, I thought about it, but...
Alright, 6 inches from the head. Yes, sir. Got it. Up, right behind the head. Good.
I couldn't be more disappointed in myself. And I know I'm really hard on myself. I'm my own biggest critic, but that was horrendous. I think I'm gonna do a breakdown of where I was mentally, because that's primarily what got me. I was mentally just checked out. I don't know why. I went into it thinking that I could do better, and in the beginning of it I felt like I could do better, but for some reason I died almost immediately. Like, my breath was already out. I'm gonna watch the workout and I'm gonna give a commentary on what it was, basically play by play. But man, I am just so not happy with that. Like, I was wheezing. I was very wheezy with it. Wheezy F, baby. So, and we're like way over on Dylan's nap time. I'm surprised she's not sleeping right now in the car. Woo. The two videos side by side and see where I was, because I feel like I was pushing a much better pace, but I don't know, like, that was just bad. That was just really bad. On to the next one though. That's how it rolls, right? I've just made too many bad mistakes leading up to now, and I need to fix that. So someone once commented that it's not about making the bad decisions now, it's about repeating those decisions later. And I've been repeating those decisions since I've been wanting to change, and that's spoken like a true drug addict. So, gonna get home, gonna edit yesterday's vlog. Once that's done, probably be time for Dylan to have lunch, and then I'll hang out with her. I was gonna go back for a second session with Neil, but since her nap is starting so late, probably won't be able to make it. And then when she goes to her second nap, I'm gonna watch today's 17-3 attempt and provide the breakdown of where I was mentally and what probably went wrong. And then I'm coaching shadowing again tonight, 6:30 and 7:30 class. So, getting to it, nothing but to do it. Right, so let's take a look at what the heck went wrong. I can tell you what I felt and like what I was sort of thinking, but I want to look at it from the third person view and see if I can point out anything specific. And of course I won't show the entire workout. 12 minutes in a vlog itself is a lot, so I'll fast forward through any parts that, like, some of the pull-up sets were fine. Right at the beginning I was positive talk. I was like, I'm gonna get this shit done. I'm super excited. I started with 2s thinking, you know, that'll give me a chance to pace it better. And I'm like powering through this. Even Jason is going at a slower pace and he's got a better capacity than me, so I think I just went too hard, too fast. So I know, like, right here I even started to feel fatigue, extra fatigue, and more than I felt on Saturday, and it obviously worried me a little bit, which is part of that whole negative talk situation. Is you shouldn't let things get in your head, especially this early into a workout. It's like, of course it's gonna feel like crap. I actually wish I had remembered Elizabeth Akinwally's suggestion, and that's to warm up to where you feel like your heart rate is spiked, and then give yourself a rest and then hit the workout. I warmed up, but I never got to a good sweat, and basically my warm-up was the first 2 sets of 6 and 6. So obviously my heart rate should spike because I'm not ready yet. I was getting ready in the first portion of this workout. Like, I haven't even gotten into the 135s yet, and you can see how tired I am. The really interesting thing too is Neil knows what he's talking about, and I understand that, except for when I'm like completely out of breath and can't move. But he was telling me to do 2, 2, and then singles, And on the second set of 135, he said that, and in my head I said no, but then he just said 2-2, so I said, all right, fine, I'll do it, and then I did it, and it wasn't that bad. So this whole workout is themed like that. It's like in my mind and in my body, I felt like I could not, but I could easily. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a moment. So I'm way out of breath right now. Skipping the chalk bucket. So I could have totally done the 2s. Continued the 2s. But mentally, I was already checked out. And I wasn't really paying attention to the time, which I don't know if that would have been a good or bad thing to do. But I also, after doing this a second time, I realized that there was probably a strategy that I could have built around the time. Knowing that I'm good at those weights, I probably could have rested a little bit more in the pull-ups. I'm already toasted right here. Like in my head, I'm thinking, okay, it's not that bad. I can do this. I was positive talking like crazy. He told me to do 2s there, and I, for whatever reason, decided that I could not. No, here's the last set of 135. So I was definitely already in that bad place that I was in on the last set of 185, and I'm at 135 right now. In my head, I'm still thinking like, I can do this. You know, I made it to 135 before. I can make it again. Obviously, I was thinking about how much it sucked right then. It's definitely difficult to pick up weight, even though it's light for me, when your body is buzzing with just like major fatigue. We're at 722. So here's like, this is kind of where I started to dive mentally a little bit, because of how I was feeling and how slow my singles were going. Even though Neil was right there pushing me to get to the next one and get to the next one, I just felt like I was moving so slowly that it was already feeling pointless or wasted, and that was the absolute wrong way to think. I was definitely still trying to push it and try to get through it. Like, this workout was surprisingly death. Like, no matter what, like in between these these 1 reps, I was not recovering at all. So I don't know what was going on with me. So I already took a ton of time here before I even picked up the 185. This one went up, felt slower than it looks, honestly. So in my head, it felt like I was going up really slow. This second one, up pretty quickly. I am so disappointed in my mental game. Like mentally, this is so terrible to watch, because it's like, you know that feeling when everything's in slow motion because it's just like so painful? That's how those 3 reps felt, and what I'm looking at right now is so disappointing. And then I missed that one. So this is where I immediately lost all concentration. I just thought, I'm not going to make it. This is pointless. What am I doing? Completely wrong mindset. Neil's yelling at me like, I'm like, what's the point? I'm not going to beat my time. And he's like, just keep going. So I snatch it. Actually, that right there, I felt like death. My legs just did not feel like squatting was a good idea. And then I stopped there. So Neil's telling me, you know, come on, you could still go. And I said, I'm not going to beat my time. And he said, just use it as training. Like, at the time, I hated hearing that. But now I totally agree that, like, if you're in a competition and you know you're going to lose, like you're in the losing position, you should still be pushing hard. As a real athlete or competitor, you should always be pushing for the best you can do in the moment. Whether or not you're going to win or lose for that specific competition, in the moment, are you going to do your best, or are you just going to step back and let whatever crush you? But in that rest right there, which wasn't that much actually, I'd pumped out 4 chest to bar pull-ups. And look how easy they are. And in my mind there too, I was thinking, what the hell am I doing? Why did I stop? And at this point, it's too late, right? I've already decided that I'm done. I took a long rest. I missed 185 because my mental game was bad. I did another set of 4. And then I walked up to the bar. Little rest. A little more than usual. Popped that bar up like it was nothing. And then touch and go'd. You know how much time that would have made up if I would have done that to begin with? if I would have just taken that much little extra bit of time to rest between the 135s and the 185s instead of getting right into it, even though Neil probably would have yelled at me, but I think if we would have acknowledged that that would have been a good strategy before the workout, he probably would have gone with it. But I would have ripped through the 185s if I actually gave myself good rest. So here, I'm done. You know, he's telling me to do my best. I'm checked out. I hit the 185, took a big rest, and then I went up there to do a pull-up, and I literally could not grip the bar. So that's part of the whole rest thing. When I did that double, I looked up at the clock and it was about 11:30, or it was I think 11 minutes, and I had a weird thought to myself, like, can I still potentially finish this if I was to go and do my 8 like really quick and do 4? But time quickly went by after doing the 4th rep, and I got to the pull-up bar and I could not even grab the pull-up bar. So for me in this moment, what I learned is that I really, really, really need to pay attention to my work to rest. And that means understanding that I need to build in those rests. I'm not the type of athlete that can just go for time domains. Mentally, I've only been a football player, which even then I was pretty mentally weak. I was just a smart, strong athlete, so I survived. If I can connect this to any experience, is that, you know, linemen hit it linemen hit it 10 yards at a time. You know, mostly actually 5 yards at a time. When we did conditioning, it was a 5 to 10 yard sprint, and then it was either a jog or something else afterwards, because really what it comes down to is we get down to the line, they say hike, and we've got to block a guy for 5 yards at least. And that's a run play or even a pass play. I'm backing up and blocking somebody for about 5 yards. The only time there was ever bigger than 5 yards is if the running back broke away, or there was a catch and he's going to the end zone and we had to run all the way to the end zone. So if I could bring that into a lesson, it's I need to find those 5 yard sprints, get back to the huddle, and get back to that 5 yard sprint. Because it wasn't just, you know, 1 5 yards. It was 5 yards, back to the huddle, 5 yards, back to the huddle. It was sort of like a very crazy interval. And then once I've gathered enough steam, then I hit the big end zone run. So I'm going to try to play around with that idea, see if I can find a way to put that into my training, put that into my competing. I guess we'll try to do a couple updates if I can remember any more than just this one. This one All right, well, I think I've exhausted my brain of trying to figure out what I wanted to update you guys on, other than the things I've already mentioned. So that's today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new, subscribe. If you're not new, hit that like button, leave a comment, share this video, because that's how this crew will grow and grow and grow. And remember, calories are not just calories.